Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
No, not this week. This week we're not being blinded by science. This week we're being blinded by beauty, Robin.
Oh, yeah.
Jim George is not here today, and he is invited. Jim, of course, the owner of American Cable Services. He has invited Klodiana Palushi to come back into the studio. She's been in here to substitute for Jim in the past. I love when he invites you in, Klodiana, because it just brightens the whole studio. And you've invited another pretty lady who's been here before, Brandi Cooney. Is that right? Good morning, Brandi, and good morning, Klodiana.
Good morning.
How you ladies doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good.
Good morning.
Are you ready for autumn? It's almost autumn.
I'm ready.
Yeah?
It doesn't feel like it. It's been really hot
You
outside.
like the cooler weather or the summer? Or you just like the seasons, the changes?
I just think I'm over the hot weather.
You're over it?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. It was too long. And then it's too long cold.
Yeah.
Tell me again where your accent is from. You told me.
Albania.
Albania. Does it get cold in Albania?
Yeah.
Colder than here? Or is it a warm climate?
I mean, it's tropical because of the Mediterranean being there, but it definitely gets colder than Florida.
Wow. Hey, Brandi, where are you from?
Originally from California.
California. You look like a California girl.
Oh, thanks.
You got that California girl look, doesn't she?
She does.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you, ladies, for coming in. So, and Jim, can we say where he is? Is he at a conference or something? One of those seminars that he goes to?
I think he's out of town for work purposes.
He goes to Boone, North Carolina, a lot. I know.
Yes, he does.
Right. That's a beautiful place, by the way.
Never been there, so
No,
couldn't tell.
it's really nice. It's been small talk. You got important things to talk about. You are. Do we call you the publisher, the editor?
Yes,
you do
publisher.
so many things for CEP. Partner Connections. How you say that? But it's looking better and better. The magazine is looking nicer and nicer.
Thank you.
So it's growing, right?
Definitely.
The magazine, and also we're going to talk about a books project today.
Yes.
That we're going to, and that's kind of why you're
why
here.
I'm
Right?
here.
Okay. All right. So where do we begin?
Well, I'll let Brandi
Talk about the books project.
About the book.
Okay.
The Books Project is for our Head Start and Early Head Start programs. That's early education programs that we provide here in Marion County and 5 surrounding counties for children under the age of 5. And the goal is to prepare them for kindergarten.
Okay.
Most of our families are the lowest of the income brackets in our communities. They typically fall below the 100% of the federal poverty level. So their families aren't able to focus on literacy and education as much as maybe other families could. So we help get them ready for school. And one of the things we found in our program is we were doing a lot of literacy activities with the children during the day, and then when they went home and we would do our home visits, we would find out that there weren't any literacy materials, no books that are age appropriate in the children's home. So we decided we needed to collect some books.
Okay.
We got the community involved, and it grew so large that we ended up opening one literacy lab. It's our library. It's for our kids. And then Klodiana has found out about the program and decided that some of our other centers needed that as well. So she's been great working with the community, and we are getting ready to open up 2 more literacy labs. So we collect the books throughout the school year. It's an ongoing process. The children use them in their classrooms or in our libraries. And then at the end of the school year in May, the books go home with children. So the libraries at home are gradually growing for those children.
Oh, nice.
And it extends that literacy at home. We work with the parents to tell them some things to do, how important reading is every day.
Right.
We have some families that, of course, are not able to read. So in addition to getting them the parents' services to learn how to read, we talk to the parents about how they can still go through a book, flip through the pages, talk about the pictures, make up their own story, and that's still engaging the children in literacy activities at home.
Did you do that when you were, are you a mom, first of all?
Yes.
Yes. Do you read to your little children?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
That
very
was
important.
Favorite thing for me. Favorite memory of mine was when my son was little. And I told you how much he liked to read during the break, which was, I didn't know we were going in this direction, but that's probably why he read so well when he was 9, is because when he was really little, we'd lay in the bed upside down like this, holding the book over her head and reading it.
Yes, and he learned that books were important and that they could be fun.
Fun,
so
yeah.
When he got older, he wanted to do it.
Yeah, I think it helps. And then of course, then you can read everything. You know what they say? What was the saying? That if you learn to read, then you can read to learn, right?
Yes.
That's kind of the goal, right?
Yes.
So the books. How do we help with this? We can donate books, right?
You can donate books. You can drop them off at our main location, or Klodiana has, I think, book boxes set up throughout the community where people can drop off books.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I mean, we've had our main drop-off has been our office at Best Version Media at Ocala Power Plant Business Incubator.
Okay.
And then a few community partners have been collecting books, and I really wanted to thank you, a few of them. But first, I want to start with thanking Jim George. It's the second time that he gives us the space to promote the book drive.
Right.
And he's with the American Cable Services, obviously.
Yeah.
Then I wanted to thank a lot Daniel Hightower. He's been a big sponsor on this project, providing some of the furniture that we need for the two centers. And then wanted to thank Cuvée and Certified Home Inspectors.
Isn't that a cool restaurant, Cuvée?
Love it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
They've been collecting books for us and, weekly bringing them, and wanted to be involved. So that's what's awesome about Ocala. People, get on projects together, projects that they believe in. This is, such a great purpose to, create those literacy labs that, it's just really, really exciting to be with this project.
Yeah, very, very good. Yeah, Robin and I participated for a couple of years with the Marion County Literacy Council, and these are adults who have never learned how to read. And you're missing out on so much if you don't know how to read. So
we actually, Best Version Media won Kiss the Horse last year.
You did?
Yes.
Well, that means you beat us because we tried.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the guy? Yeah, what was
Ron Cole?
Yes. Oh man, we were so mad at him, but in a loving way.
Yeah.
Well, we won 3 years ago. Yeah, and then Dave Schlenker won 2 years ago. So, and then this year, I guess they're not doing it till the spring. It sounds like.
Yeah, I heard. I think we are going to be a sponsor for them this year.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, as a company.
So it's a very important thing that you're talking about. What Jim George does to bring cable into our homes. If you think about it, there's not one TV show or movie that doesn't start out as a written page. So there's a true connection between the written word. Some people say, "Oh, I don't like books. I'd rather watch movies." Well, I understand that, but every movie starts out as a book or a manuscript or a screenplay or something, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And your magazine, obviously, you're a lover of words. Which is the newest one? Oh, you got two? This is Innovation.
Yes.
Okay.
So I do both of them, and I do Innovation Ocala and CEP Partner Connections. I'm the publisher of Innovation Ocala, and I'm co-publisher of CEP Partner Connections with Tina Atha. I also am involved, obviously, with the affluent neighborhood magazines, publications that Best Version Media does as well.
Okay.
So
I
have my hands in too many places.
How did this happen for you?
You just work.
You just work. Just keep doing what you do. I told you that I wrote a book for the 9-year-old level, but it sounds like it's too old for what you're trying to do. But Robin and I have a book for children. It's called what's it called?
Gift of the Barking Frog.
No, the other one, with the illustrated one.
Oh, we have Live to Sniff.
Live to Sniff. It's a story of two puppies. It's all illustrated.
Cute.
We'll order some for you and we'll bring them to you.
Okay, that'd be great.
And you can put it, because it's perfect. It sounds like 5-year-old and under. This would be perfect for them.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
We're almost up against a break. Jim told you we're doing breaks now at the middle?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Well, we are. We got a weather break, and we'll be back. So we're going to find out more about what's happening. Brandi, Cooney, I'm so sorry I didn't really properly introduce either of you, really. Brandi is the Director of Administration for Childhood Development Services, and you guys do an outstanding job all the time. And, of course, Klodiana Palushi is the publisher of several magazines in town, including Innovation Ocala and CEP Partner. I'll just say publisher. If you're a co-publisher, the other guy has to say okay. So we'll take a little break. We'll find out what else we can do to help what they do, and that's really always the purpose of these interviews. We'll take a little break. Be right back after the weather and a few commercials. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, times of clouds and sun with a couple of showers and thunderstorms around, high 86 to 90. And partly cloudy tonight. There can still be a shower or thunderstorm near the coast, low 71 to 75. For tomorrow, times of clouds and sun with a shower or thunderstorms spreading from the coast early to farther inland during the afternoon hours, high 87 to 91. For Sunday, clouds and sun with a shower or thunderstorm, high again 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Rexall USA in Ocala reminds you the average shelf life of blood is only 42 days. Go out and donate blood today. With your help, there can be a steady supply to meet the continuous needs of accident victims, surgery patients, sick children throughout the community, even members of our armed forces. This message from your professional team at Rexall USA in Ocala. They can be reached at 352-368-7952. They are good neighbors who care.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Stair workouts burn more calories than walking, up to 100 calories in 15 minutes. So 10 trips up and down between floors in your own house counts as part of your daily exercise requirement. And if you find yourself dreaming during power naps, it's a telltale sign that you're sleep deprived. Don't ever touch your eyes when you're flying, your nose, or your mouth until you do wash your hands.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Don't get caught without your daily source of senior deals. Pick up your copy of the Senior Voice newspaper. It's your source for schedule and events tailored to seniors, with information you need, like a list of free events in the area. We even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company to you that fits your needs. And all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about them. For more information, call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223. And pick up your copy of the Senior's Voice at most any business up and down the 200 corridor.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
You're listening to WOCA Ocala.
18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Friday morning. Brandi Cooney is here from Childhood Development Services, and Klodiana Palushi is here also. She's a publisher of a couple different magazines, including CEP Partner Connections magazine. Did I say that right? I always get the names messed up. Jim George is not here. He is out somewhere, and we don't know where. He's with the American Cable Services, and if you want to know more about what he does, you can give him a call at his number, 470-7302. So in addition to the book campaign and the other things you're doing, is there something important we need to mention? And was there something else you want to talk about today?
I mean, I just wanted to, let the community know that there is volunteer opportunities at the Head Start programs. And, as far as the book drive, yes, we started this to actually, it's just the starting process, but the books are going to be in need throughout the year.
Right.
So it's very important to be involved. I think Childhood Development Services plays a huge role in our community, and the kids that go to these schools is the future of our community. So please be involved. Want to stress that a lot to everybody.
Who are the children that get involved with the programs that you do?
Children under the age of 5. Also pregnant moms. We do have a small population of pregnant moms that can come into our program, and we have nurses that follow them throughout their pregnancy to make sure they're making healthy choices during their pregnancy. And then once the baby's born, the baby can come into our program and be cared for while mom is at work or attending school activities.
Oh, really?
A lot of our children are low income. They fall below the 100% of the federal poverty level. Some of them are in a single family home. Some of them are being raised by a relative, grandparent, aunt, uncle, sometimes an older sibling. So they're really the neediest of the community.
That's what I thought, yeah.
And early education is so important. I don't know if you guys are aware, but last school year, 70% of the 5-year-olds that entered kindergarten were not ready for kindergarten. So that's just not low income. That's across the board in our community.
What were they?
They're not our children.
Okay. Well, how were they not ready? Because of vaccines or because of...
No. When they were tested when they started kindergarten, they didn't know 3 or more letters of the alphabet. They could not recognize alphabet sounds. That's how children are determined if they're ready for kindergarten or if they're going to need extra attention from their teacher, maybe some remediation. United Way of Marion County has a great program of volunteers that go in and read to those children that are behind level to get them back up to par before the 3rd grade testing scores.
So kindergarten isn't kindergarten anymore. It's kindergarten
not.
is like 1st grade
It's about
now.
2nd grade now.
About
Really?
2nd grade
Yes.
kindergarten
Oh,
is.
wow.
So
Yes.
so the parents need to know this, that when the babies are born, maybe they should get some kind of pamphlets at the hospitals and things like that, stating that, they have to make sure that their children are prepared with numbers and letters, and they start learning to read before they enter kindergarten.
And they can recognize their name, they can write their name. Those are things that we used to learn in either kindergarten or 1st grade,
Yeah.
and now they need to know it before kindergarten. So early education is just so important.
I could sound out a word when I was a little kid. I got on the bus, and the back of the seat in front of me said Thomas, Thomas, and I thought it said thumbs, because I said, thumbs. I thought, well, that's where you put your thumbs. I wonder why. I wonder why you put your thumbs on the back of the seat there. Yeah.
When you are doing this for the children, do you know if the children, if some of the children are in foster homes and you can maybe service some of their other needs too?
Yes, that's a great thing about Head Start and Early Head Start is we are educating the children that are in the program that we see every day, but we also have family service advocates that are tied to each family, and each family sets goals at the beginning of every school year. Those goals could include getting their GED, it could be going to a trade school, it could be finding stable housing. Some of them are living with friends or family members and don't have a place of their own. It could be obtaining transportation. So it's not just the child that's receiving services, it's the entire family.
Oh, wow.
And we also say that we prepare the family for the child to start school. And what we mean by that is sometimes it's a little scary for families that are their child is going off to kindergarten, and the PTO or the PTA meetings and being involved with parent-teacher conferences and what questions to ask. A lot of times, parents, even us, you're intimidated. You're not sure what to ask. So we work with our families. We educate them on what they need to know about their child's education, how important it is to be involved. That child is more likely to succeed in their education if they're involved. So we work with the entire family.
Can I ask a kind of odd question, but what is it not? In other words, one thing you said made me wonder if we need to say it's not, or maybe it is. Is it not like a daycare for somebody who can't afford daycare?
It's not daycare.
It's not daycare.
It's not daycare.
That's what I thought, but there was a point in something you said that it sounded like, oh, okay, I can't afford daycare. Maybe I can go to Head Start instead, but that's not what it is.
Yeah, it's not daycare. It is an early education for children. We have a curriculum that we follow. It's approved by the federal government. Our teachers have degrees, have special training in their special age group that they're working with. We are really preparing families for school.
If somebody who is not disadvantaged is not taking care of their children in that same way, I mean, maybe they're feeding them and everything, I'm just saying, but they're not educated, not reading to them or sitting down with a pencil and showing them how to write their name and that kind of thing, then these children are actually better off by the time they get to school. The children you work with.
The children that are worked with, regardless of who works with them, whether it's our program or another early education program or a family member at home that takes care of them, those children are at an advantage to children that are not worked with, are not read to every day, aren't talked about what's going on in their environment, explaining things, extending their vocabulary. Those children are at a disadvantage.
And Klodiana, in your magazines, Partner Connections and Innovation Ocala, do you have resources and references that the people can go to and get your magazines to get in touch with Head Start and early Head Start programs?
We have a few months, we have promoted the event, and our last promotion, not last promotion, but for this specific project, it's going to be month of October, where we're planning to do a ribbon cutting for both of the libraries that we are starting. So in partners with the CEP, and so basically, yes, if they need any type of information, we've shared it on different publications, not just the business publication. Typically on the business publication, what we have done, we have focused on donating any type in-kind donation for childhood development services. And then on the retirement communities that we have publications with Best Version Media, what we've done is more promote the fact that they are the people that volunteer the most. So we've kind of done an action call to action for people to come in and volunteer to CDS Head Start to read to the children.
Oh, how nice.
Are the kids using the electronic devices, the Kindles and the Nooks? Are they using them, or?
Not so much in our classrooms. They're not. They do get on the computer and they do some games on the computer, but mostly it's hands-on books, turning the pages, the smell of a new book, really exposing them to how to take care of a book.
That sits right with me, but I often wonder if that just because I'm older. I think when we're younger, people have no problem. I mean, I have a Kindle. I like it. But as far as a young child learning to read, I always thought, Kindle looks like fun, but it looks like a TV. It's not like you're not reading. I don't know. What do you think?
I like regular books for children, and especially with picture books and then the big words, because if they get stuck on something, they won't, have to feel rushed to get to the next screen or anything like that.
Now and then, not too often, but now and then we do have a children's author as a guest, and they will send us a book. We just had one recently, and it came with a CD.
Yes.
The guy sang and stuff like that. And we had some guy from a rock and roll band. What was his band?
Oh.
Some famous rock and roll band, and the drummer has a little child, and he wrote a children's book, and it's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Well, wait, what I'm getting at is when we get them, from now on, we'll call you.
That's great. Thank
you.
you.
We'll just set them aside, and so what do we need to look for? Just the children's books that are 5 and under?
5 and under. And we do have some children that are already reading before they leave our program. So even those early picture books or not chapter books, but they have the different levels on them, level 1, level 2. Those beginning ones, some of our children can read those.
And you don't make the children feel afraid or that they can't do this. Everybody involved, especially you two ladies, take your time to work with the children and give them the confidence that they can do this, and then they'll be able to go on to the next step with more confidence.
Yes. And a lot of it's talking about what's going on in the book before you just teach them to read. We're more focused on getting them excited about literacy, and recognizing their letters and their letter sounds so that they can start putting those sounds together to sound out the words, to form the words.
Do you know the Common Core controversy is in the news all the time, and where I can see where it really, to me, is not political, but rather just moms mostly, and moms who are related to me, like the younger females in my family. They're posting, oh my gosh, I can't understand the math. I was great. I used to teach math, and I don't get this new math. The kids are getting it, but the parents have to learn this whatever they're doing new.
New way.
They didn't touch the Common Core people didn't mess with reading, did they?
Not on our level.
Okay.
Not on their level. Our level.
Gosh,
that's such
because that whole phonetics thing that we were going through for a while there,
that's still very important.
Yeah. Well, thank you for what you're doing. There's an ad I saw where all these people are starting to walk around, and then as the camera goes farther and farther up, all these people become like pixels, and you see this face. And I thought that's kind of like what we are. I mean, as people and as Ocala. I mean, you are and we are all part of this bigger picture. And without us, there'd be no picture. So thank you for what you're doing. You're making a huge difference.
And thank you for the community. We have a very giving community.
We definitely do.
Well, that's wonderful to say. I've said this so many times. When there's a need for something, we try to let this audience know about it. It's amazing how they'll bring in things like when there's a food drive or clothing, like for the ladies at Vanguard High School that wanted blankets and stuff.
The pink ladies that they clothe the homeless.
Thank you for coming in. It's nice to visit with you.
Thank you so much.
Klodiana, thank you for coming in. Klodiana, what's your last name? Palushi. Klodiana Palushi. And Brandi Cooney. Thank you, ladies. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. A verdict, but no sentence yet for Oscar Pistorius for the killing of his girlfriend on the charges of murder and premeditated murder.
The accused is found not guilty and is discharged. Instead, he is found guilty of culpable homicide.
The judge handing down what's South Africa's equivalent to manslaughter, sentencing set for October. A convicted high school shooter back behind bars after breaking out with 2 others in Lima, Ohio last night. TJ Lane killed 3 students in a high school cafeteria in 2012. The last of the escapees to be captured.
Inmate Clifford Opperud has been apprehended in Lima by the Ohio State Highway Patrol.
Warden Kevin Jones and a search underway for a pilot after 2 Navy